Hello everyone, Cappuccino here. This is episode number 2 of the Climbing the Competitive Ladder series. In case you missed episode number 1, you can check it out linked in the top right of this video. My climbing tip for this episode is deliberate practice in quick play mode. How will playing quick play help me climb the ladder? What exactly is deliberate practice? Aren't I already practicing when I'm playing competitive games? You will find out the answer to these questions and more in this video. First, let's start off with a quick definition of deliberate practice. According to the internet, where all things are true and factual, deliberate practice refers to a special type of practice that is purposeful and systematic. While regular practice might include mindless repetitions, deliberate practice requires focused attention and is conducted with the specific goal of improving performance. So what does that look like in Overwatch? That means when practicing Zen, instead of mindlessly spamming shots at the enemy to practice your aim, you are deliberately focusing on one thing. For example, charging your right clicks and hitting it as accurately as possible at enemies around a corner. Or maybe for Diva, it's focusing on your defense matrix usage, making sure you don't waste it on chip damage and focusing on utilizing it for the main engagements. You won't improve as quickly by just spamming matches and just playing. Eventually, it's going to reach a point where you begin playing on autopilot and start overlooking small errors and places for improvement. So you want to identify best practice techniques that make a hero effective in a game, and then deliberately practice them in a controlled environment. Here's the process for improvement. Choose a hero you want to get better at. Then identify the best practices for that hero. Choose 1 or 2 practices to work on during a game. Then jump into a quick play game and focus solely on improving those practices. Continue practicing until you feel competent in your abilities, and then go back to step 3 to identify other things to improve on. Let's say the hero I want to improve with is Orisa. 2 best practices I want to work on would be halt usage, using it intelligently and making sure I don't halt unless I have a specific purpose for it, and also managing my fortification ability, making sure I don't waste fortify unless I absolutely need to. If I have a shield nearing cooldown, I will resist the urge to fortify. Next, I'm going to head into a quick play game and start practicing these things, noting when I successfully use halt and when I use it wastefully. Also checking how I use fortify. Was it necessary to use it? And if I could have saved it for a better situation. After doing this for 5 to 10 quick play matches, I'm usually able to notice my skills become significantly better. Something that initially required a lot of focus to do becomes more second nature. If you do this often enough, you will notice your hero play to significantly improve. I know what your next question is. Why quick play? Why not practice this in competitive mode? The main reason is that there's nothing at stake when you're playing in quick play, and it would allow you to practice more freely without any negative consequences. You won't lose SR, you won't feel pressured to do well from your teammates, and overall the result of the match will matter less, and it would allow you to make mistakes and adjustments without any repercussions. Another concern would be, what about team comps in quick play? What happens if my team has 1 healer and 4 DPS, or no healers at all? The answer to that is it doesn't matter. The result of this match doesn't matter. What matters is that you are practicing successful techniques for your hero. Whether or not the result is a win or loss does not always correlate to learning and getting better. There are exceptions, such as if you're trying to practice bubbling Reinhardt as Zarya, but I would say most practices aren't as comp reliant. In summary, there are more long-term benefits to deliberate focused practice than casually playing on the competitive ladder. Using deliberate practice to build good technique or habit takes work, and more often than not, you will not be successful the first few times you do it. It will feel awkward, uncomfortable, and your gameplay might suffer, but that's why you should play in quick play. In the long term, this will create mind and muscle memory that will ultimately benefit you, and before long, your improvement will translate to the competitive ladder. That's it for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful, and I'd love for everyone to try out this technique for a week and see if their gameplay improves. Also, let me know in the comments below if you have any other techniques that helped you improve your overall gameplay.